Welcome to Stuck, Time to Improv. I'm Mary Scott with Business Riff, and I want startup businesses to be wildly successful. Today, we're going to be talking about organizing both your physical space and particularly your digital space. I'm very happy to have my guest, Kitti Andrews from DeClutter the Brain. So, hi, Kitti.
Hello, Mary. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again. Kitti is my first repeat guest, so yay, you know she's going to be good. So let's talk about why startups need to be organized.
There are a myriad of reasons, and I'll tell you, if you're not organized, then it actually ends up costing you money. When you can't, imagine, if you will, you're a new coach, maybe you're in your first year of business and you come to the call and you can't find, you're frazzled because you can't find the notes, or my pen is here somewhere. Well, your credibility isn't so good, right? You kind of lose a bit of credibility, and that's part of your physical. Or if you're paying your bills late because you simply can't find them in the pile of paper clutter. And not only that, but physical clutter is it's distracting. It makes you feel like, well, I should be tackling that rather than focusing on attracting and serving premium clients. Now, when it comes to digital decluttering, that can be so much more frustrating. Wouldn't you agree?
It can be. You have to really know where to look for stuff. And, the rule of thumb is you put stuff in the first place that you're going to look for it. But that implies that you're going to always call it the same thing and you're always going to put it in that place.
Yeah. This is it. Like, for example, organizing your emails. And I've noticed recently that, if I've started up with a new mentor, and then, all right, well, this should be fairly easy to have a mentor, and then subheadings for their staff, and then it turns into another heading and another heading, and well, where should I put this new email now? Which heading should it go into? So I am a big proponent of less is more, and I've learned this the hard way. Overthinking it. There is such a thing as overthinking it when it comes to organizing.
Yeah. So, for example, I have things organized by year, and I also have things organized by a client name. So there's like a client folder, and in that there are client names, and that client folder might be in for a particular year. So particularly because I have lots and lots of videos. So I have my Facebook Live videos here organized. I always name them, including the date that they were recorded. So that helps me find stuff too.
Right. Absolutely. And color coding emails, like, say, for example, in your inbox. And I finally resorted to using Google's system of having different color stars for different things, so that way, if I'm thinking about, all right, I want to do only one category, say one mentor kind of thing. All right, well, I'm speaking that language, so I'll look at everything that has a purple star on it. But before you get to that, it's important to either declutter or unsubscribe. Now, having said that, would you agree that it's even more important to have at least 2 email addresses? Probably no more than that. I've found, and many of my clients have found, that if you have one for mailers, things that you want to look at, you're interested to, like, say, for example, my newsletter. I don't mind if it goes in somebody's mailer list because I know that eventually they'll read it, but just not right now when they're looking for information about their dentist appointment.
Right. You need a business email and a personal email and a spam folder. I have an email address that I use when you have to put an email into
Oh,
something.
yes.
But I
Yes.
don't ever want to bother with whatever they send to that email. So it's kind of a catch-all email that I never use. How often should people be looking at their email?
Oh, I would say at least every day.
And it also helps your brain to turn off notifications. Only look at the email when you are ready to look at it. Don't let it cause you to stop what you're doing for every little email that comes in. That's something that can help your sanity as well as
Oh,
your
absolutely. Because you can go down a big rabbit hole, and especially if you're tired. I find that if I haven't had enough sleep on those occasions, then I'll find your reptile brain gets tempted to go down the rabbit hole of saying, the sage part of your brain is saying, why are you opening this? You know that it's not going to serve you. And the reptile says, no, I want to see it. I want to distract myself by opening stuff that I don't need to right away. So it takes a fair bit of discipline. And of course,
So apart from email, which you need to be disciplined about looking at and responding to, are there other bits of digital organization that people should pay attention to?
Oh, well, certainly your texts. And are we just, I should ask, are we just talking on the actual desktop on a computer?
I was thinking, yes. And if you open your computer and you see too many icons on the desktop, it can be overwhelming. And particularly when you're a startup business, there are things that you need to pay attention to sooner than later. So
my best advice for that would be to, and I did this quite a while ago, was I spent a Sunday morning at 2 hours. I budgeted 2 hours. I actually suggest 1 hour, but but however long you can stand, but 1 hour on a Sunday morning or whatever, and going through those icons. I used to have quite a few, and then I got rid of so many that hadn't been opened in so long that now I'm on a new computer that hardly has any, because I haven't figured out how to pin them. So that's probably a good thing. I have pinned exactly what I need and nothing more.
And a lot of times there are things that you've downloaded and things get downloaded to the desktop. One thing I started to do was whatever got downloaded was usually associated with a particular person. So this download came from somebody. So I would go into my CRM and I would attach that file to them and then take it off the desktop.
Well, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. You're teaching me here that this isn't my biggest forte, but what I do know for sure is that the more you can simplify to everything, any of the apps or the desktop or what have you, the more you can simplify and lessen, the less mental energy you will spend looking for things, because that makes me crazy, is trying to look for things. And especially with the touching with myself or any dyslexics among your viewers, it can really use up a lot of mental energy and frustration trying to find something. So the simpler you can make it, the better.
Well, this has been great. Thank you so much, Kitti Andrews from Declutter the Brain. And I'm Mary Scott with Business Riff. I want startups to be wildly successful. So book a synergy call with me at my website, businessriff.com. And join us again for Stuck, Time to Improv.